Hey y'all, welcome back to Six. Let's talk about it. How y'all doing this week? Are y'all ready for today's episode? This is an episode that I close. I This is an episode that I hold closely to my heart because I'm a boy mom, and from the outside looking in, I'm really tired of how y'all treat these young boys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm tired of how y'all treat these young boys, and I'm tired of how they're growing up to be. Because for the most part, sometimes it's not their fault. Sometimes it's the environment they come from, the household they come from, the mother that they come from, the father that they come from. Like, it's not all on them. It starts with us. So this episode is for y'all, the boy moms. I have to make a disclosure. None of my episodes is about anybody specifically, anybody, especially anybody in my life, out my life, anybody that was in my life. Like, it's just topics and life experience that I went through and I can relate to and I can give, you know, help to. But I'm not downplaying nobody. Like, I'm not downplaying nobody. I don't have no right to. Like, nobody's perfect. Who am I? But with that being said, let's jump into the topic. The topic of the day is for the boy moms or anybody raising a boy, period. Softness does not equal weakness. It will not make your boy less of a man when he becomes a man because he's still a boy. He's still a boy. Let's get into it. For some reason, little boys and emotions is something that, people don't want in the same senses. Y'all don't allow little boys to be emotional. Y'all don't allow little boys to cry. Y'all don't allow little boys to express themselves. But once a boy gets older and becomes a man, it's like he don't know how to communicate. He don't know how to talk about his feelings. He don't want to talk about his feelings because as a little boy, you all installed into them. Stop crying. I don't want to hear that. Be a man. Like, he is a baby. That is the most important thing I want to touch on. I want y'all to realize when you look at a child, before you look at their private areas, their gender, whatever, a child is a baby. A child is an infant. A child is a toddler. A child is a kid. It ain't no man. It ain't no woman. Before any of that, they're a boy. They're a girl. They're young. Young. They don't know anything. They don't know how to verbally and physically express themselves. So what does kids do? Cry. No matter the gender, they cry. So when it comes to boys, I want y'all to stop telling them they have to shut up because they're boys. They have to man up. They don't have to do shit. They're not no man. Why do they have to man up? They have to be the man of the household. Why? Because you ain't got a man? Let that boy be a boy. Let that boy be a boy. Because you gonna let that little girl be a little girl. You have a fear of that girl growing up and being a woman. So why don't you have a fear of that little boy growing up and being a man? What's the rush? I don't know what I do know what the fear is, but we're not gonna get deep into it. The fear is your child being gay. Like that's what it is. Not your girl, your boy. You have a fear if your child is emotional, if your child cry too much, they acting like a girl. What? Let's rewind for real, because I want y'all to allow these boys to express themselves as much as they can. I want you to allow these young boys to get comfort from you as much as they can. Hugs, kisses, cuddles, as much as they can. Because when they do grow up and life get the life in, but as a young black man, we already know life is hard for them. So why are you their first bully? Why are you punching them, knocking them down? Why aren't you allowing them to express themselves? Because they're not gonna have nobody else to turn to express themselves. So why don't you be the outlet? You're the mother. You carried them for 9 months. You held them when they was a baby. You be the outlet for your child. You do not have to teach your child to be strong. They need to shut the fuck up. I want everybody to unlearn that softness is a weakness. Softness is not a weakness. Softness is awareness. Softness is intelligent. People don't understand the power it is to be a parent. To be a parent is everything. You're bringing a whole human being, no matter boy or girl, into this world. You're changing the pattern of life. When, like, I don't think y'all understand how big that is. When you bring somebody in this motherfucking world, you're changing. You're changing somebody's life. You're gonna change somebody's life. This man is gonna be a husband, a friend, a dad. Like, this man is gonna be everything. So what you spill into your son is what he's gonna be to these people. Everybody think it's just like so small, like these. Oh, kids don't really understand. Kids understand. Kids are very smart. So you repeatedly telling your boy, it's gonna become a pattern. You telling your young boy to be quiet, stop crying, be a boy. You're not a little girl. Stop whining. I don't want to hear that. They're never going to express themselves, no matter how small it is. They could be crying because they want a bag of chips. Like, they never going to express themselves as they grow, because you, you keep telling them to shut the fuck up every time they have an emotion, every time they have a feeling. Kids are smart, and kids are smart, and kids understand. That does not even make sense to be saying stop crying like a little girl. Bitch, there's something wrong with me. Girl, boy, ant, pig, horse, bitch, there's something wrong with me. I'm crying. Figure it out. Help me out. They're young kids. They don't know how to really regulate their feelings and emotions. So the first thing they gonna do is cry. They can't tell you, hey mom, my big toe is like, they can't tell you. You know, like, y'all not dumb. Y'all not dumb. Y'all not dumb. In all seriousness, for real, y'all are teaching y'all kids to swallow their emotions, swallow how they feel, just shut up, put it in your back pocket. And it may be small at the moment, but as they grow up and as they get a girlfriend, as they become a parent, as they become a friend, they're going to take those traits into the real world with them. I got to be a man. I can't cry. I can't say this. I can't do this. I can't express my feelings. Nobody care anyways. I've had grown men tell me, like, nobody care about their feelings. Nobody want to hear it. Nobody want to hear a man cry. Nobody want to hear. Yes, that's part of an ego thing, but that's part of how they grew up too. Because yes, I do want to hear. I'd rather you tell me than be depressed and sad by yourself. I'd rather we get through it together. Whether I can give you just small words of encouragement, or maybe I can't actually do something to help you out. Like, I just rather hear your story and allow you to say this shit out loud than you hold this in. And as a mom, that's what y'all doing to these little boys. These little boys are growing up and not wanting to be expressive, thinking nobody gives a fuck about their feelings, feel like they can cry, feel like that's a woman trait. Baby, we all have eyes. Cry. It don't matter what gender you is, what you want to call yourself, he, him, they, her, whatever. You have eyes. Cry. Cry. Crying feels good. Talk. Talking feels good. Saying shit out loud feels good. Be emotional. Fuck what these women say. Fuck what your mama say. Fuck what your mama used to tell you. Be emotional. Be expressive. It's okay. It feels good. It feels good. It feels good to pinpoint what the fuck is wrong with me. Let your kids be vulnerable, man. And I could already hear the mamas. Well, my boy ain't finna be sitting up here crying. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, when your boy does cry, telling him to shut up, tell him stop crying like a little girl, is not doing anything helpful for them in the future. It's not doing anything for their personality. You know what I mean? Like, my baby cry for no reason. Babies cry for no reason. I know that. But what I tell my child is, I talk to my child like an adult. Why he's so smart, why he know how to do everything, why can he comprehend? Because I talk to him like an adult. My baby crying for no reason, I simply tell him, hey, everything does not warrant tears. I know you're frustrated. I know you're emotional right now, but you don't have to cry. I'm not gonna tell him he don't have to cry because he a boy. I'm not gonna tell him he gotta shut up and stop being a little girl. Like, I'm not gonna tell him that shit. I'm gonna tell them to shut the fuck up, but here's why you're gonna shut the fuck up. I feel like boy moms are too busy trying to teach their sons what not to be instead of telling them who to be, teaching them who to be. You too busy saying, don't do this, don't do this, don't be like this, don't be like that. When in reality, like you putting all that shit in their head. Just tell your son you're smart, you're handsome, you're funny. Like tell them some positivity. God damn. Tell them something positive, bitch. It takes a lot to be a boy mom. It takes maturity and patience to be a boy mom. Because yes, kids understand. Yes, you can communicate with kids like an adult and they understand. But you cannot be telling a boy, stop crying like a little girl. Like that just does not translate well in adulthood for them. Because when they grow up, they're not speaking on their emotions. They're sad, depressed. They feel like the world is against them. They feel like they're by themselves. They can't pinpoint what's wrong with them. They can't process emotion. Now that's a whole nother topic too. Now they beating bitches up because they can't clearly have a conversation. It's like uh, every small detail matters in raising a kid. And I don't think people understand that when they have these kids. At home is where a boy should learn that gentleness is important. Being gentle, being soft, that's what makes you a man. That's what makes you strong. Not telling them to shut the fuck up, push their feelings to the side, you don't care, be quiet, stop crying like a little girl. That is not going to make them a good human being. They grow up to be the man that y'all don't like. And then y'all don't know where y'all went wrong at. And it's like the smallest details, the smallest things. For me personally, I don't want my son to grow up and feel like, oh, in order for me to be a man, or the definition of a man is to be macho, macho, be strong as fuck, and be hard and don't express my feelings and push everything to the side. Like, no, express your feelings. Express your feelings. You gonna talk. Say hi. Hi. Have a special guest. No, you gotta talk. So you want to show off your sign language? Say please. Say help. Say dada. Yeah. Say mama. Mama. Say thank you. Thank you. Okay. Oh, cover your mouth. Thank you. Hey, the wheels on the bus go round and round. Hey, round and round. Hey, round. You want to go bye bye? Bye bye. You want to go play? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Say bye. Bye. I feel like this video was a little bit all over the place, but it's because I'm passionate about it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like the way little boys get treated because y'all raise these boys to be men, and then we have a generation complaining about the men that we have. When it's like, no, it's not all on us as parents because you make your own decisions when you grow up. But for the most part, like 50% of who your child becomes is on you. Keep telling y'all what not to do. I'm gonna tell y'all what to do. First thing first, name emotions early on and often. So, for example, when my son is hungry and we can't get to no food right now, he cries, screams. I don't tell him stop crying, be quiet, be quiet. I literally tell him, I know you frustrated. We're on the way to the food. I know you're frustrated. I know you're hungry. Name the emotions what you assume that your kid is: frustrated, annoyed, tired, hungry. Name that emotion. Don't just tell him stop crying like a little girl. Because there's something wrong with the damn baby. It's something wrong with the baby. My baby could be screaming on top of his lungs and I'm still saying, okay, Amias, I know you frustrated. I know. And that is allowing him to that will allow him to, when he grow up, he'll be able to pinpoint his emotions a little bit better, a little bit more, and not just cry and think the world is ending. He'll be like, okay, I'm frustrated, I don't need to cry. I'm hungry, I don't need to cry. You know what I mean? It's like you telling the motherfucker to shut up and be quiet is not gonna help it. It's not gonna help it. Help them identify their emotions. And another one is validate their feelings without excusing the behavior. So for instance, your child do something that is wrong out of anger, out of a certain emotion. Like, hey, listen, I know you're mad, but this is why you don't do this. Make sure you bring up that emotion, but then say, hey, here's why you don't do this. Talk to your talk to your kids. Talk to your kids straight up. Don't treat them like they're less than, or you don't have to explain yourself to them, or you don't got to explain anything to them. Like, they're human beings at the end of the day. Talk to them. Stop shaming the emotion that they're feeling. If they're crying, that's the biggest one. If they're crying, don't tell them stop crying like a little girl. Be a man. You're a crybaby. I try my best to not call my baby a crybaby. I don't like to call him a crybaby because he's not a crybaby. He's just a baby that cries. I don't want to make him feel bad for having an emotion. And right now, at the moment, the only emotion he knows how to regulate and control is his tears. You feel me? So don't shame them for crying. The next one is modeling emotional regulation. So, like I said, there's times I call my baby a crybaby, and that's something that I don't want to do. Not saying you don't have to do that. It's my preference. I don't want to call him crybaby. There's probably a time I got frustrated with my baby. I will go back and tell him, I felt X, Y, and Z. I'm sorry. Yes, I talk to my baby like this, and I let him know, I'm sorry. I was mad. I shouldn't have been mad because you don't understand. Like, I explained to him in detail of things. And number 5, which is the most important, because as a woman, we can only do so much, you know? If we have to do it, we can. But number 5, let your boys see men that know how to feel. And real men. It is true. Boys listen to boys. Boys listen to men. So I can continuously tell him as a woman's point of view, but he needs to see a man being soft. A strong man still being soft. That will make him be like, okay, this is okay. He needs to see a man loving on you properly. He needs to see a man pinpoint his emotions and talking to you calmly. Feel me? And number 6, this is going to be for the people that's like, oh, we're not perfect all the time, because we're not. As adults, as new moms, you have to learn to pinpoint your triggers. Why do I get so mad as soon as my baby cries? That is a trigger that you need to pinpoint, because you do not need to be mad because your baby is crying, because your boy is crying. And when you fix that issue within yourself, you can be a better parent to your son. You can teach your son how to regulate his feelings properly. You can teach your son how to pinpoint what's wrong with him properly. And on that note, we're going to end this episode. Thank y'all for watching. I just want y'all to remember, you know, breaking cycles don't mean perfection, right? It's not that you're searching for perfection. You're trying to raise the perfect boy. No, breaking breaking cycles is just allowing your boy to be soft, allowing your boy to be gentle, allowing your boy to be emotional and express himself without putting so much on him. He's just a boy. You know, don't put all of these things that you want, all of these traits that you want to see from future him. He's not even there yet. Why must he be the man of the house? He's not there yet. Thank you for watching. Happy Sunday. I hope y'all had an amazing week, and I hope y'all have an amazing upcoming week. Make every day better than the last one. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe at my YouTube or Armani Gibson. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at aw.fitandfab, and follow me on Facebook at Armani Gibson. See y'all next week.